Something was released recently, and we've talked about it. Well, you've talked about it a few times. It is Cowboy Bebop, which, let me pause this.
Pause it.
Oh, gosh. We're going to react to the trailer.
Netflix original.
It's a Netflix original. They made a live action. It's in English.
Oh, no.
Netflix doesn't have a super great history with live action anime adaptations.
Okay.
Probably the best live action anime adaptation to date.
He's Avatar.
And it's not even like it's not even I don't think it's even like a show. It's Alita Battle Angel is probably the best, at least manga adaptation.
Wait, is it? You said movie, not a show. This is gonna be a movie.
I think this is a movie.
Okay.
Well, this is a series.
Okay, a series.
Yeah.
A live action thing.
Adaptation of an anime.
They haven't done it good at all. Netflix.
So so you're concerned.
So
right
I'm
off the
concerned.
bat.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and watch this. We'll discuss
And
the
then we'll
concern
discuss.
after.
Ooh.
So what brings you back from the dead?
Classic music.
A week ago I did a job. A bounty. I had a partner, believe it or not. He know what you used to
This looks
be.
cool.
Will I ever see you again? They tried to kill me, Anna. If you need to find me, I go by Spike Spiegel these days.
Ooh. Oh, there's the Bebop.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you're talking about when you're saying it's always messing up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool. There, it's in the water. That's cool.
Cops and the bounty hunters don't get you. The syndicate will.
Syndicate.
There's no happy ending here.
Spoken like a man who's never been in love.
I was.
What happened?
I was dreaming.
What do you say, fellas? You want to team up? I was thinking a 60-40 split. Going my way, of course.
Do not shoot her.
Please?
No.
What the actual fuck?
We're a team. The three of us.
They just put an effort in the trailer. That surprises me.
Please, I just want to kill her a little bit.
God damn it, Spike. It's just...
You good guys. Or bad guys. Depends on who you ask.
Now,
We'll see.
All right, look.
It's a little cheesy.
I got to see a live action version of Onesie.
Yeah. All right. The elements are there for this to be good. And if they're taking a sort of approach of not taking themselves too seriously and just sort of, you know, having fun with the concept, it could be fun. It could be fun. It could be enjoyable.
It could be a little cheesy.
Or I don't even mind a little cheesy, as long as everything else, as long as like the fights, the visuals, everything is fun and enjoyable and engaging, and the story is really good. You guys don't know this story.
Not really.
Cowboy Bebop is
little
one
bit, but not
season,
really.
and essentially it's these characters sort of after their stories. You're sort of meeting them after all the big things in their life have happened.
Okay.
And they're kind of thrown together and just trying to get along and just navigate life after the story.
Yeah.
It's sort of Cowboy Bebop. and so you get a lot of like half, like you don't really know what's going on until sort of the end when it explains everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question. Does each planet have its own aesthetic in the anime? Because it looks like from this trailer, like the different adventures and quests they're going on to different planets, and he has to face,
So it's not
pushback. It seems like there's a different aesthetic for
it's not
each
super
setting.
It's not super Star Wars-esque in the way that each planet is different.
No, I mean even the filmmaking. Like I saw this weird effect on like the actual image. There was another shot where he's like pointing a gun and it has this weird Dutch angle. It felt like something that was filmed on a cell phone.
It could be. The first episode feels very space cowboy-esque. Very, just a dusty town.
That's what I want to see.
Sort of Star Wars-y, kind of, he's going after a bounty, violent. Felt really cool. And the episodes are all sort of following some sort of different kind of adventure. There's an adventure where they meet Faye, the woman. There's an adventure where they meet the Corgi. I forget his name. And each of the characters, even the Corgi, is like special somehow. I don't remember.
It looks interesting. I don't know much about the show itself, the anime, but I want to step away from the trailer reaction a little bit, but yet don't go too far. Talk about Netflix for a second.
Okay.
Netflix might be dying.
Why do you say that?
So when Netflix first started, what made them popular? They were like the only streaming. First, you could get
we've talked
DVDs
about this.
And then all this. Now they went to streaming, and they were
now they're doing originals.
The streaming platform. I feel like all these companies, Disney, Paramount has their thing, Amazon has their thing. All these companies have their own streaming service now. Nothing is backed. A bigger company is not backed. That doesn't back Netflix.
Netflix is the bigger company.
Netflix rolls with the big dogs. They're in bidding wars.
No,
with
they're
those
the biggest entertainment company in the streaming world.
If they can't put any Disney, any Amazon,
they don't have to. They're doing their own stuff.
Look, and I know this might be a dud. This show might be a dud. I brought this up, but I said it's probably we're looking at somewhere in the next 20 years, and we don't know what happens. But they're actually consistently,
Netflix puts out 2 to 3 hit shows a year.
More than that.
How many?
You're just thinking about
Disney Plus do.
I'm thinking
right now. How many does Disney Plus do?
Like 2.
Yeah, maybe 2.
They had Mandalorian and they had something from Marvel, and then what's beyond that?
We have some Star Wars, we have some Marvel, but Netflix's array of shows is different.
We've had how many Marvel? We had Loki, we had WandaVision, we had
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
We had Star Wars, we had
But all of these are coming out
Visions,
a year apart. Joshua, all of these are coming out a year apart. They're all coming out a year apart.
Yeah, they've all been coming out this year.
Yeah, but Netflix has a vast array of shows that are hit shows and movies that they're putting out all the time. They're not falling behind.
Look, stuff that you don't even like or you don't even watch, you're not even aware of it. But like season 3 of You just came out.
No, I'm aware of what's on Netflix.
Show.
I've watched You. I watched the first 2 seasons.
You're acting like they don't have many hits. Almost everything they come out with, if it's a season 2 or season 3 or season 4, it already has a strong audience behind it.
I mean, just Squid Game is like the most popular show.
It's a one-off.
Season 1.
It's a one-off. It's not. Doesn't have like a Star Wars fan base behind it. Let's go back to this now.
But every podcast online is talking about Squid Games.
Okay, but it's a one-off right now.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's theirs forever.
When Squid Games is done, then it won't be popular anymore. People don't care about it. You got to view
Squid Games like a successful movie because it's a series, but it's
a one and done now. There's so many movies. Star Wars.
You're using Star Wars as an example.
Okay,
Star Wars.
I'm going back to this now. If this is not successful, it's going to hurt overall the Netflix streaming platform.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Well, you're
Like
wrong.
at
I'm
worst,
right,
this is
so-
going to be of the quality that we saw with Shadow and Bone. And although predominantly like people like us in it, like
Shadow and what?
Shadow and Bone.
Shadow and
fantasy show. You know,
what? the thing that nobody liked.
Well, there are people
tons
that
of people
liked it. There was a lot of people. Now, granted, it was like teenagers that liked it,
yeah, it was a hit show.
but not in our bracket.
Nobody was talking about it.
We're mid
Yeah,
20s
they were.
and we're male. We have a specific genre we lean into.
Look, I'm just gonna say, using Star Wars as an example,
Okay.
Star Wars gets hits because it's Star Wars.
Yeah. That's what I'm. The point. I'm
Squid
making.
Game didn't have a Star Wars reputation and was still the biggest thing to come out when it came out.
When it first came out, yes, but once people finish watching it,
Yeah, they're
They're-
gonna watch the next big hit show that Netflix puts out,
won't
which
go
they
back
do.
and watch Squid Games again because they've already seen it.
Sure, they will when they release another season. They have multiple.
When season 2 comes out, I doubt it will be as
They have
popular.
multiple shows on the platform that either have 1, 2, or are setting up for other seasons. That's why people have Netflix, is because
And also,
they
like,
put out bangers, man.
Netflix is also
That's why
the
people did have
leader.
Netflix. I think people still do have Netflix for that reason, but I think they're slowly edging to they're getting farther away.
So
They're
they
just
can go to
building their
Disney and see
library.
movies they've already seen, and a couple new shows.
A couple. How many? Disney is on crack right now with releasing things compared to Netflix.
No, what are you talking about? What is Disney putting out?
I mean, we could look up just
What is
the
Disney?
new stuff that
for real. That's a
Netflix
crazy
put out
statement.
in
What is Disney
September.
putting out?
They're putting out so many Disney.
Tell me
Plus
something in the past month Disney put out that's hit. What? I'll tell you one. Season 3 of You. They're releasing stuff like this. Netflix is releasing all kinds of stuff. They put out They put out
What if?
Visions.
What if?
Who's talking about Visions right now?
Okay, see, then
I'm telling you,
it's not in
who's
your.
talking about it.
The anime fans.
Okay, anime fans are watching it.
Are you an anime
I'll give you
fan?
that. They have one thing.
Huh?
Netflix has a cult following for multiple shows.
I mean, yes, for the shows that are already on there. I don't think their newer things are hitting as hard as other.
We
platforms.
roll right back around to Squid
but
Games.
they don't. Okay, but they don't have a big company like Disney.
You don't need to. They are on the same level. They have the money. They have the backing.
I disagree.
They are. You just think this because they are not as old as these companies, but they are just as strong as these companies. Now, maybe not. They don't have as much money as Disney because they don't have parks, but they have. Think about this. Okay, imagine, what is it? I think it's getting close to 150 million, 100 million subscribers, and each one of those subscribers are giving Netflix roughly $12 a month. Do the math and tell me they're not a huge company.
What would you rather do?
They make
as your
more
personal
money than
opinion?
HBO across the board.
If you could subscribe to Netflix and get what Netflix gives you, or go somewhere to like HBO Max and get what they release, and
I'm not saying there's not competition.
You get like Dune.
I'm not saying there's not competition, but there's not signs of failure.
There's no signs of failure.
There's a little bit of signs of
There's a reason
competition.
people own multiple apps. It's so they can get every experience.
Which we came up with a solution. It's called the Boomy.
Okay, I don't disagree with the Boomy, but I think that's what's
Yeah,
going
people
to
don't
save
need to be
Netflix.
hating on the Boomy,
I don't
all
think
right?
the Boomy will be a thing because there is companies that are backing these streaming services,
Yeah.
and they won't support a Boomy. At least for now, they won't.
But we also said the person who starts the Boomy has to dedicate their life
To the Boomy, yeah.
Well, they have to dedicate their life to legal matters because they're going to be filling out paperwork all day long.
I mean, once the Godfathers of Hollywood come together,
Who
and
are they? They all got canceled. They all got Me Too.
I think Netflix.
They're in jail, bro. Or they
I
hung
don't think
themselves.
Netflix is failing yet. I think it could happen, but I don't think
And-
with the amount of money that they're making,
It
that
could happen. This is not a sign of failure, though.
Going back to this, if things like this aren't gonna work, then yes, they will fail.
No, they
But
won't.
we need to look at these things and see what's happening.
But that's
Think about
that's
how
under
many
the
films
that's,
Disney has just bombed and didn't make up for.
Yeah, that's exactly movies.
It would just be a dud
movies that
for
come
sure.
out.
Bombed
Movies
on
that come out into the movie
Disney
theater
Plus.
that nobody sees. How many movies have studios for 30, 40, 50 years released and they dive bomb that nobody watches them and they don't make their money back. Netflix is doing the same thing, but it's on their platform. The losses are theirs and it doesn't rely on
The losses are accounted for. Do you think people are canceling their subscription because they don't like every single thing on Netflix?
if they can't find, if they're not enjoying the content they see when they get on Netflix, they will. Yes.
and then they'll re-up that subscription when everybody's watching a hot new show like Squid Game. And they'll go and they'll watch the whole show, and then Netflix will get a month or of 2, 3, 4.
But if so many people have canceled their subscription that they can't,
I don't
that
think-
hot show may have.
I don't
may
think
come
people.
out.
I don't think
Like,
as many people have canceled their Netflix subscription as you think.
The people aren't canceling; they're buying.
How do you know they're buying?
I'm telling you,
got
Joshua-
stocks in Netflix.
Look, I'm telling you that
You got
you do
stocks
not
in
have a
Netflix?
broad view of this. You are seeing only the things that you might be interested or that we talk about here in regard to Netflix. Do
See,
you?
I disagree.
Like,
I have a lot.
I think
more
you're
broad-
making
another
fake
thing that
facts.
came out last month on Netflix that has a huge following in the UK. It's and in America, but especially the UK because it's a UK show. It's Sex
Okay.
Education.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're on season 3. Huge following,
Which means people are
but
watching.
it is a show that you don't care about and are not paying attention.
Yeah,
to.
Scissor
Let's
7.
bang-
You know Scissor 7? You've been watching Scissor 7? I've been
Yeah.
watching Scissor 7.
and it's
What
terrible.
about freaking Black Midnight Mass that I've been raving about? That
Yeah.
just came out
Let's
this
bank
month.
This come back in
We'll come
2
back to
years.
this.
No,
2 years.
2 years. I said I wouldn't
No,
consider
no.
death
2
of
years.
Netflix for 10 to 20.
And no, I'm saying 2.
You're saying 2 years.
In 2 years,
Okay.
let's see where Netflix is today and where's Netflix in 2 years.
And I say
Unless
in 2 years
unless
they're
they
gonna
make a
have-
giant turn and do something different.
In 2 years,
They will
Netflix will have.
die or be on the
Okay.
down slope by 2 years.
I think in 2 years Netflix is probably going to be flirting with 500 million subscriptions.
Yeah, if
Okay,
they
then we'll
keep
come back in 2
keep
years.
on the track that they're on, making banger
come back
after
in 2
banger
years.
after banger,
Look, another thing
they're gonna have to do something
I
different.
know
They're gonna have
technology
to-
and I know
Look.
what's going to happen in the future.
Netflix is also doing something that you aren't taking into consideration. And I've been saying this, the future of entertainment is in series more than films.
And
Now
they're
we
doing
enjoy
series,
films
yeah.
like Dune and we appreciate them, but the future
Yeah,
of
but
our
I never-
entertainment
I
is
never-
all series. all of
don't
it.
enjoy shows as much as I do movies, but I never disagreed with that statement. I always agreed with you on
And
that.
who is the biggest mover, innovator in the series? It's Netflix. They have been.
I'm willing to take this bet. In 2 years, if Netflix is the new blockbuster, you win.
You win.
But in 2 years, I will remind you.
I'm not going to say they're fully going to be dead in 2 years. I think they will be on
Joshua
the
thinks he's
downward,
on the downward slope.
more than they are today in 2 years.
I think in 2 years'
If they're not
time,
completely dead,
we're going to
but-
see a growth in Netflix, and they're going to probably release something that is going to be the size of Game of Thrones, if not bigger. That's what I think is going to happen with Netflix. They are building a foundation that is so strong, and
they
are
built a foundation that is getting overthrown now.
No, they're still putting out shows. I mean, there's just the stuff that they've put out this year shows that they're still doing good stuff.
2
Netflix
years,
was built
'cause
on.
I know you guys
being
can't
a leader.
see the future.
No, Netflix was built on being a leader in the entertainment world, being innovative. When you're innovative, look at Steve Jobs. You are never the popular one. You are never the
Look at Bill
one
Gates.
that everyone's like, yeah, they're successsul. They're the ones that you doubt all the time. But who's
Look
the
at
one
Bill
that usually
Gates.
comes out on top?
You think Bill Gates is
Steve
up there?
Jobs. He's
being
rich
overthrown.
by Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, all these new guys that
He's
are coming
well
up.
overthrown. He's
Yes.
been overthrown for a while.
Netflix is
Not making one man rich. They are creating a lot of shows. That's what they're doing.
They're a movie studio.
Okay,
It's not
we'll
like
come back 2 years.
some
2
dude
years.
owning an app.
Think about the stand-up game on Netflix.
Who watches stand up Old Men and Grandpa Joe.
What about documentaries? They have like the strongest documentary game of any streaming service.
But okay, I won't disagree with that. But who
Couples?
we enjoy
Old people?
We enjoy a documentary once in a while. People aren't constantly watching documentaries.
People watch documentaries.
Somebody I work
don't.
with, that is their
One
that
person
is their
you know, compared to
so yeah,
Okay, if
there you
put-
go. You're proving the point.
No, out of
Netflix has
100
something for
people-
everyone.
Out of 100 people, how many people watch documentaries?
out of 100 people.
And then their strongest game is
like
the documentaries?
regularly documentary
Yeah.
watchers, probably 25.
Out of 100?
Out of 100,
You
probably
say a
25.
quarter?
I'm saying a quarter
saying
of
a quarter?
people watch documentaries regularly.
I don't know.
I would say that was me. I probably watch a documentary a month.
Oh, that don't count. A documentary, you have to watch a documentary at least a week.
Like one episode of a documentary?
A whole documentary.
Okay, we don't have to play by your freaking rules.
So you guys are just gonna keep arguing.
Cowboy
this.
Bebop, man.
Yeah, you guys are gonna keep arguing this.
What do you think of the
Till the
cast?
cows come home.
The cast of this. Wait, did you say the cast come on?
Till
He
the
said,
cows
"Till the
come
cows
home."
come
No,
home."
the cast of this show, Bebop.
I don't have, unlike some other people on the internet, I don't have any issues with the guy playing Spike because he looks like Spike. I don't have any issues with Jet. He's not black in the show, but that's not.
He's allowed to be.
Yeah, that's not a big change. He's the same character. Some people were complaining about that, and I was like, that's a dumb thing to complain about.
I don't know the show, but the way I picture it, as someone who doesn't watch it, you correct me on this. I will let you prove me wrong on this because I don't watch the show.
Thanks for
you.
the permission.
Thanks, yeah. Done it anyway.
I would see like a younger guy playing these characters, like someone early 20s.
For
Someone-
Spike, maybe you could be right.
And I think that would be a better choice than I wouldn't say the guy who plays him is old, but he's in his later 30s, 40s.
But yeah, and I would agree with kind of what you're saying. But like I said, the story's happening when these characters have had their stories. I plus also anime doesn't always lend itself to giving you a good representation of age. So
See,
yeah,
I disagree.
You disagree?
I'm kidding.
Don't make me so I think he'll do a good job
He'll do a good job. I just think
if the show
would
is
he be able to
good.
do a better job if it wasn't him?
I don't know.
Good and better.
We'll see. We'll
is
see.
a different thing.
We'll see what the actor himself, like, what are his chops. We'll see.
What if we?
What I thought was, I was like, his voice sounds like Johnny Depp a lot. Rewatch it.
Really?
Rewatch it. Hear how he talks. It's very Johnny Depp-esque.
Okay.
We got to move on.
We got to
fellas.
move on.
What's
we get
the kid
lost.
on Blade Runner? The Asian kid on Blade Runner. You know what I'm talking about?
On Blade Runner?
Russell.
Maze Runner, not Blade Runner. Maze Runner.
I don't know.
Yeah, phew.
I don't know this actor's name.
Um,
What else is he in?
Ethan told us me and you need to be more self-sufficient and not rely on Wyatt for just to be like a human computer. What are those people called
a
on
mentat?
on Dune? A
the
mentat.
cast for Maze Runner.
Which one? Teacher still in O'Brien.
Which one?
Which one?
All right, Siri, with your sassy self.
I can't do that.
Why is it installing Apple TV? I don't want Apple TV.
We got to move on, Joshua.
No, right quick. Before we move on, I want to see this guy. Let's say he played the character. How do you pronounce his name?
Ki Hong Lee. Ki or Kai Hong Lee.
Kai Hong Lee.
Kyle Lee, the guy on Maze Runner. Look it up.
Yeah, but he's Korean.
Get your Asians right.
This is a Japanese show.
Okay.
Eesh.
So he can't play it just because.
That's right. He's Korean. The
If-
Koreans will know right away.
If the character Spike Spiegel is Japanese, then you probably want to cast a Japanese person.
Yeah, just like if a person
You don't want to be
When
like
he's younger, he's more.
you don't want to just cast An Asian. An Asian person. An Asian person.
No, like I'm saying, like
There's
a younger Asian guy.
There's an Indian fellow playing.
That would be
Spike.
look.
that's what M. Night Shyamalan did.
Yeah, yeah. No, he made the Fire Nation, which were Japanese. He made them Indian.
Well, when it comes
East
to
Indian.
people from Asia, if you say that, that's just the same as being like, oh, just make it a white person, because they are very particular about their peoples.
Yeah, is it a British
I'm not very
white
particular
person?
about white people, though.
Is it a French white person?
No, but I'm saying like
Is it like an Italian?
two people,
Is it like a German? Is it
Yeah.
like a
two people from the
Swedish? Is
East.
it like
If you casted a Korean for someone who is playing a Japanese person, that would be an issue.
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean,
For people,
You also want
From
you don't
Asia.
want to cast
Noodles
like
are
a
noodles.
you don't
You
want
got your
to
Italian
you don't want to
noodles, you got your
cast like an
Japanese
American to play a French guy. You want to cast like Timothy Chalamet. Who
yeah,
can,
but I mean,
he can do everything.
We saw last week
Look.
in the episode. I mean, Batman, Robert Pattinson.
okay,
Batman.
the only people that can cross is Americans, the Brits, and the Australians. Those are the only
French as well.
Wait,
Timothy is French.
blah. Okay, we're talking about we can't cross, but we just talked about having a black guy play a white character.
Well, he wasn't really like white.
Why can they do that, but we can't have?
It doesn't like.
Look, there are rules, and you got to keep up on it.
There are rules.
There are rules, and you got to.
I don't know these
There are
rules.
You
some
got to
rules.
keep up to date on the rules.
You can cast a woman for who somebody who was originally a white guy. You can cast a black person for somebody who was originally a white guy.
But you cannot.
You cannot cast a white guy for somebody who's originally an Asian.
Yeah.
And you can't cast
Why?
a Korean person for somebody who's Japanese.
Why
there
is
are
that?
lines. They're hard.
Look, you can ask why all day long, and we won't have a strong answer.
We
but
don't
that's the
know.
fact of it.
That's the industry.
that's the way it rolls.
Well, we should go ask the Godfather Hollywood, whoever he is.
All right.
Speaking of crossing lines,
When you call him up, you'll hear freaking L.A. Penitentiary. Would you like to freaking take a phone call?
No.
Yes.
No, they're still out there. They're still out there. You just don't know.
Yeah, they work at Netflix.
No, you know who they are?
you guys stop.
You know who they are? It's
Ben Affleck.
he's probably there. Maybe I was gonna say like Matt Damon.
Is where are we talking
Matt
about?
Damon.
He's
We got
talking about
Angelina
Hollywood
Jolie.
execs.
Like these.
It's not true.
And Matt Damon is like he makes his own films. He doesn't just rely on other people. People like Leonardo DiCaprio, who makes his own stuff.
You're talking about actors who are also execs.
Kind of. They
But there
are
are
the Hollywood elite, in my opinion.
Yeah, and then there's the execs that aren't actors.
Tyler Perry rolling high on Medea. Down in Atlanta, bro.
Tyler Perry has like his own company.
Yeah, I know.
He's making movies.
Freaking